transformation executed by unprecedented precision, a diabolical athlete.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of ECW Unstoppable. And ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 week after St Valentines Day Massacre. It was a huge pay-per-view for Unstoppable.
The following contest is a tag team Extreme Rules match. And at a combined weight of 439 pounds, the ECW World Tag Team Champions, Tama Tonga and Tama Dude.
A team that was not really fazed by St. Valentine's Day Massacre was G.O.D. However, the tag team champions. That looks to change as they, as Xavier the Savior looks to change up the tag team division. The Revolt has all the gold for Unstoppable, as Adrian retained against Bron Breakker at the pay-per-view in our main event. But G.O.D. has some unfinished business with their opponents here tonight. A proving grounds match for these two superstars.
And at a combined weight of 408 pounds, an Evolution!
Hardcore Evolution, Mac Daddy and Tommy Dreamer. We have found out who all the masked men of Hardcore Evolution are. And despite knowing who they are, they still want to run Unstoppable and look to do so by taking out G.O.D. here tonight. It's our opening contest, Hardcore Evolution G.O.D. If Hardcore Evolution wins, surely they will get a #1 contendership for the tag titles. And Hardcore Evolution started off strong. Of course, we saw a huge 6-man tag on the gut check night before St. Valentine's Day Massacre, leading up to this tag team matchup. I believe it was Hardcore Evolution who picked up the victory in that 6-man tag. So they're going to continue their reign here. Jumping headbutt by Tama Tonga. Now going for a quick cover. Tommy Dreamer with a sledgehammer, the innovator of violence. A big 2 count for Mac early on. Right to the gut of Tama Tonga. Dreamer going up top. Irish maneuver. Elbow drop connects on the back of the head of Tonga Loa. Quick cover here. A big 2 count again. Both members of GOD in some danger here early on in this contest. Kendo stick by Matt. Fan 20 tables. Not going for a quick cover here. And another 2 count. Inching closer to defeating the tag team champions. Mac, look at this. Beautiful moonsault off the middle ropes. The Dreamer with a chair right to the dome of Tonga Loa, busting him open. And a big spear by Tonga Loa out of nowhere. Crossbody by Loa. Mac realizes he needs to help his partner out. Oh, kick right to the back. The double entendre there. Kick to the back and then the fall down to the floor. Two on one for GOD here. And look at this, stealing the spike DDT as Tama Tonga Dreamer no-sells it. But a KOD by Matt. Going for a quick cover. He might be dazed. He didn't realize that Tama Tonga was right there trying to hurt him. Dreamer taking his pick here, going after Tonga Loa. How about Tonga Loa versus GOD? Starting to make a comeback here. But Mac with a ladder, evening the odds. It's now Mac going against both members of GOD, taking them both on. Double stomp to the knees by Mac, slowing down this matchup. Wearing down the champions. Mac off the ropes. Big right hand. Making it a one-on-one. Mac now disaster kick connects lands on the ladder and a big moonsault. Quick cover by Mac. Is that enough? 1, 2, and kick out at 2. Mac can't believe it. Neck breaker by Dreamer. Chop block by Mac. And now that kendo stick. And I believe Tama Tonga just got busted open from the LED post. Both members of GOD now busted open. Big spear by Mac. Cover. To pin the champs, and no, out of nowhere. Tama Tonga saves the day for GOD. And yes, both members of GOD busted open here. Showing how strong, how ruthless Hardcore Evolution is. But GOD is a different beast of their own. 2-time tag team champions. Lifting up. Mac might have been looking for the cutter. But Mac reversing. Mac with a spear. And DDT by Dreamer. Cover by Dreamer. Cutter by Mac. 1, 2, and 3. Hardcore Evolution. Laying waste to GOD.
Here are your winners. And Evolution.
Oh, and Dreamer did get busted open. Not sure when that happened. But what a showing by Hardcore Evolution, continuing to have the number of the Revolt. And they just might have just gotten themselves a #1 contendership for the tag team titles. And ladies and gentlemen, the brand new ECW Women's Champion for a record 7th time, it is Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley issuing a challenge to the locker room, saying that now she is back on top. There is nothing no one can do to take that title away from Mommy. As, ladies and gentlemen, we go to our next contest. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our next contest. And after winning last week, he looks to make it 2-0 here tonight. The young OG, Myron Reed.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing in at 209 pounds, Reed.
Myron Reed, the young OG, defeating Captain Carter last week. Again, looking to continue his upbringing to the Unstoppable roster as a normal competitor and maybe even a champion. As we get closer to Final Testament. Of course, this young lad, impressive inside the ring. Just hasn't really been able to showcase it, but hopefully looking to string some wins together to prove why he belongs in the Unstoppable ring. Can't forget his debut against Seth Rollins, the current Legends champion. But tonight, Myron Reed,
representing the family from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 254 pounds, Cinda!
will face one half of the Fatus, a former tag team champion, Zilla Fatu, who also looks to make an uprise in his stock as he looks to become a singles competitor, Zilla Fatu. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. Myron Reed, the young OG, taking on World War Z, Zilla Fatu. And here we go, right off the bat, Zilla. Oh no, stunner by Myron. What a reversal by Myron. Tries to go for a knee, drops down, might have just hurt his knee. After the reversal by Zilla, but fighting back and forth now. Two young rising stars, Zilla Fatu, Myron Reed. Looking to be an impressive matchup here. A kick right to the midsection, both members of the Indies. Zilla might be planning to make this one a quick one. And he throws Myron Reed right into the top rope. And a massive Samoan headbutt. Myron Reed rolling to the outside. Zilla meeting him there with a big headbutt again. Just destroying Myron Reed here. And that's been a question. Can Myron Reed compete with the bigger competitors like Zilla Fatu, a former champion? We're one chair away from a TLC match as Myron Reed fighting back against Zilla. Big German suplex connects. And Reed loves to go high flying, gets up top. 20 feet of space, drop kick connects in front of the announcer's table. Felt the wind off of that one as Myron Reed taking out the legs of Zilla. Reed now sends him into the announcer's table. Oh, what is this? Nice Michinoku driver. A big knee right to the face of Zilla. table, decides to throw it back down, unleash some more chaos against Zilla. A reversal by Zilla, throwing him across the floor. It looks like Myron Reed's busted open on the side of his face. Got clipped at some point, maybe with that headbutt. As Zilla throwing him back into the ring. Myron reversing. Again, these two know each other so well from the indies. Nice arm drag by Reed. Looking to make a comeback. Into the corner, Reed. Scoop slam. Reed now up top. What's he thinking from here? Okay, a Uranagi. Or excuse me, a Meteora from the top and a 2 count. Zilla looking to be in some discomfort. 450 misses. Zilla with a big boot. And a super kick by Zilla. Is that enough to put away Reed? And Reed kicks out at 2. Off the ropes. Big forearm to the face of Myron. Cover 1, 2. And again. Reed kicking out at 2. Zilla did not like the result of that, using the ropes to his advantage, and Myron again just kicking out instantly there. Another stunner by Reed. Reed eyeing drop kick, or leg drop from the springboard leg drop from the middle rope. Reed going to the outside to meet Zilla, who's laying waste. And Reed changes his mind. Zilla pointing to the sky. Reed coming in with a crossbody. Reed looks to be more focused with Zilla, just brushing off Reed. With a kip up, but Zilla again 1 step ahead. Face first right into the apron. Reed now throwing, Zilla throwing Reed back into the ring, trash can in hand. Thought we were getting close to the climax of this matchup, but both men had other plans in mind as Reed looking for another comeback. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, code breaker by Reed. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event, 450 misses. Zilla with a big uppercut. Our main event tonight will be Bron Breakker. Hardcore Evolution's Bron Breakker taking on Xavier the Savior after what the ECW committee deemed as unnecessary with Xavier's extracurricular as being referee. And Myron Reed puts away Zilla with a big boot.
Here is your winner, and Reed!
And it wasn't very cute, but Myron Reed still got the job done over Zilla Fatu, a former tag team champion. So that makes it 2-0 for Myron Reed as he looks to climb the ranks of Unstoppable. And speaking of the Legends champion, here he is after defeating Cactus Jack at St Valentines Day Massacre. Seth freaking Rollins looks to serenade our ears. Oh, wait a minute. Cactus Jack is here. Oh, Seth Rollins saying he wants a Hell in a Cell match with Cactus Jack at March Mayhem. Shades of when Mankind got thrown off the cell. Rollins wants to do it again to him and end his career. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, main event time. As being accompanied.
The following is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring, representing Evolution from Woodstock, Georgia. Weighing in at 230 pounds, Bron Breakker.
Being accompanied by the television champion Jon Moxley. It is Bron Breakker, who did not like the way it was being officiated at St Valentines Day Massacre, his World Championship opportunity, and the egotistical general manager Xavier the Savior.
At 235 pounds, the Savior X.
Of course, Xavier got thrown out of the matchup, but that did not stop him from being ringside, costing Bron Breakker the title ultimately, because Xavier the Savior has one thing on his mind, and that is Adrian, after he ambushed and destroyed Testimony X. But now Bron Breakker looking to get his revenge here tonight against the Savior in our main event. Bron Breakker immediately with the fists, the lefts, the rights, and now lifting up the Savior with a Falcon Arrow. What is this, Bron? Just using his strength to lift up the Savior, making him helpless and throwing him down. Oh, but Xavier trying to fight back here, midsection punch, able to take down Breakker. Off the ropes, drop down, leapfrog the Savior now, scoop slam. Oh, and a kip up by Breakker. Double underhook, throws him down, cover. And kick out of one. Savior reversal into a jumping DDT. Oh, going high flying, misses though on Breakker. Breakker now send him off the ropes, drop down into a big Hurricane Rana. The back and forth between the Badass Dog and the Savior in our main event. Breakker with a steel chair. Shades of the main event when Xavier hit both Adrian and Breakker with a chair. Breakker taking to the outside, just meleeing Xavier with that chair. Breakker misses in a big boot. And a kendo stick right to the head of Breakker. Oh, but a reversal by Breakker. Xavier missing wildly. And now Breakker with a German suplex. Oh, the back of his head just hit the announcer's table. Breakker now. Gutbuster. laying waste to the Savior right now in front of the announcer's table. Breakker with a table, just dumping it over Xavier's body. And Breakker having his way with the Savior right now. Molly whopping him with that kendo stick and busting it over the head of the Savior. And trying to prove that the Savior is corrupt. He has his own agenda, as do we all. Oh, trying to big knee, doesn't quite get all of it. Breakker now sends him off the ropes. Big spear. The distraction by Moxley might just cost the Savior a kick out. How in the hell? Spine buster. Trash can over the head of Bron Breakker. Xavier fired up here from this crowd. Into the corner. Xavier with a running start, big clothesline. And again going for that springboard. This time it connects. Xavier with a cover. 1, 2, no, only a 1. Xavier lifting up Breakker. X-Plex. And that can only mean one thing. Middle of the ring. Oh, looking for shades of X-Devil. The choke slam to Bron Breakker. It connects. Is that enough to defeat the bad ass dog? No, 2 count. Xavier going up top. A moonsault misses. And Breakker just kicking him down. Oh, Breakker going for a high flying maneuver of his own. Elbow drop misses. Oh, Xavier might have been looking for down to hell. Instead, Breakker. No, reversal. Back and forth. Xavier, quick with it. Down to hell. Cover by the Savior. 1, 2, and 3.
Here is your winner, the Savior X.
Xavier with a huge victory as he's trying to become the next world champion. Looking back at Moxley, realizing he's not going to do a damn thing to the Savior, the general manager. And rightfully so, as Xavier picked up a huge victory over Breakker, as his next step is for Adrian. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications. And as always, have a good night.